Hello, everyone. Today we have Miss O with us. She is the assistant principal here at Bishop No. Today we'll be talking about her role here as the school administrator. Miss O, how would you describe your leadership style?
So I think my leadership style is more of a team leadership style because I strongly believe that not one person can do everything by themselves. So I look at, the teachers, the other administrators in the building for guidance and help to complete all tasks because I think we're all working together towards a common goal. So I definitely believe my style is more of a team leadership style. I also, from the standpoint of being one of the disciplinarians in the building, I strongly believe in action consequence. I feel like in life that happens in life. You do something good happens. You do something bad happens. So I always tell the kids, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You have the freedom to do whatever you want, but you are not free from the consequence of your action. So I think also in my role, I have to enforce all of the rules, and I also have to enforce all of the consequences to whatever action students have. And unfortunately, most of the time it's negative because that's just the role right now. But I also have the opportunity of seeing a lot of good that happens, just in the hallway, like just seeing your face every morning makes me happy, and all of the students I encounter every day.
Okay. That's a follow-up question. Would you describe the staff at Bishop No a good team?
I think we have a really good team here. I think we have a solid teacher staff that have been working together for quite some years. I know Miss Renwald and I have worked together for 8 years. Miss Weers, Mr. Miller, Miss Aguila, Miss Wilson. I've been with them for a long time, so we have a good core of people that have been here for a long time. And then also a lot of our new teachers, they've adapted well into our environment here and the culture that we have here at Bishop Knoll. I think that the administrative team also works really well together. We meet weekly. We meet weekly with the counseling staff, with the administrative team, and I do believe we work well together. There's always room for improvement, but I believe for the most part we work well together.
And list some traits of highly effective teachers.
So I think one of the biggest traits of a highly effective teacher is to be able to connect with their students and to be able to have that positive relationship with them. And also classroom management. Classroom management is a big thing for a highly effective teacher, and obviously knowing their content area. But I think that if they're engaging, if they're positive, if they have a good attitude, if they are able to make that connection with the student, I think that makes the class go really well, and I think the student would be able to understand and be able to just be excited about learning in their class. So yeah, positive, engaging, and also high expectations. I think every teacher needs to have high expectations of the class. So even though you want to be able to have these good experiences, you also have to understand that you have work to do, and we expect you to do the work, and this is the expectation for the class.
What are some high expectations that you think teachers should have?
I think just for myself in my classroom, teaching Spanish 3 and Spanish 4, I expect them to come into class ready to learn. I might not necessarily give them homework every night. I really don't. But when we get into class, we're working from the minute that the bell rings until from the minute that the bell rings to begin to the minute that it rings to end. And I also expect them to do the work. I think I already said that. But if I do give them homework, you better do your homework because I'm really mad if you don't do your homework. So I just expect them to do everything that I ask of them, and it really isn't a lot. So, and I know that for teachers across the board, if we ask you to do your homework, we ask you to study, if we ask you to complete a project, I expect it not only to be completed, but also to be completed well.
What classroom management strategies have been most effective for you?
I think over the year, when I first started teaching 8 years ago, I struggled so much with classroom management just because I didn't know anything. I just came in young, not really understanding what to do in the classroom. Over the years, I've learned to keep my kids busy. So whether that is a bell ringer every morning as soon as the bell starts, they have something on the board ready to go. And just having different activities. I get bored easily, so I don't like sitting doing the same thing over and over again. So I like to have a variety of different activities in my classroom every day. So I think keeping the students busy and engaged really helps like eliminate all of the classroom management, anything negative that can be happening in the classroom. Because obviously if you're just sitting there every day and you're not doing anything, of course you're going to be disruptive. So I think if the students are constantly busy and engaged, that really eliminates everything. And I have them they work a lot in groups. So like, just like today, instead of me giving them review games, you guys do the review games. So they're working on their own review games for the class. And that kept them busy the entire time.
What are some activities that you would recommend for other teachers to use to keep the students busy?
I guess can I do it from like personal, like Spanish point of view? Teaching Spanish, I've been teaching, I still am teaching Spanish. One of the activities that I love to use, especially in the upper level classes, are novelas. It's a Spanish soap opera. So once a week, we watch an episode in class together. So it is kind of lengthy. The novela itself is like 15 hours long, so we only do it once a week. But the kids love it. So they are totally engaged for that class period that they're watching the novela. And then after that, we have follow-up questions, we have review questions, we have questions that I post on Google Classroom, and then we discuss it as a class. So that's one of my favorite activities. And then they make their own, which is also really fun. But that's just from my point of view, teaching Spanish.
All right, that's all for today. Thank you, Ms. O.